Hi students, welcome to All Fours e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is organic chemistry and now we are in session number 49. In previous session we completed the classifications of carbonyl compounds and also the nomenclature related to aldehydes as well as ketones. And then we discussed something about the isomerism that is possible from these two homologous series, that is nothing but from aldehydes and ketones. And now it is the time to discuss about the preparations of the carbonyl compounds. Okay, and for this preparation just you listen, because we are having a theme that is nothing but a sequence to prepare different carbon compounds. Actually it is not prepared, just we can say, even though we are considering them as the preparations, actually most of the preparations are nothing but the conversions. Conversion means one carbon compound by using a suitable reagent is made to convert into other compound. That is, actually strictly speaking, it is known as the conversion, but even frequently we are using the term preparation from other compounds. Clear? And in such a case, from different homologous series, that is from the members of different homologous series, when we attempt to prepare the carbonyl compound, any carbon compound, then depending on the position of that homologous series relative to that given carbon compound, we can use either oxidation process or reduction process. And when we know that we have to use the oxidation process, then we can think about only the oxidation or oxidizing agents which are of useful in that conversion. In case if it is reduction, then we can think about the reducing agents which are of useful in that conversion, like that. So first of all, we should know whether we have to employ the oxidation, or that is oxidizing agent, or whether we have to use the reducing agent. Then only we can use the required or the suitable reagent for that one. For that purpose, even though you are not having the previous idea about this, here I am going to provide you the scenario, the clear picture related to how to guess the oxidation or the reduction, what should be involved in that conversion, that is nothing but in the preparation of a given organic compound is. Now here I am going to present that one, just you follow this, and in any carbon compound preparation you can follow the same sequence. But here once you find the process involved, that is nothing but whether it is oxidation or whether it is reduction, then you have to think about that reducing agents which are suitable for such a given conversion, or if it is an oxidation, the oxidizing agents which are suitable for such an oxidation you have to use. Clear? And here let me give the sequence where we can guess the process involved in the conversion. As we know, that is a homologous series. What we are studying the homologous series in first year and second year is of having a sequence. That sequence is appeared like this. It is alkanes. First we complete the alkanes, and then we will go for alkenes, and then we will go for alkynes, and then we will go for alkyl halides, and then alcohols. And now coming to the preparation is nothing but for the carbonyl compounds, is it not? And then we will go for acids and acid chlorides or acid derivatives like this, NH2, or it is or CN. All these are nothing but acid derivatives that appear after carbonyl compound. Clear? And just you remember, the sequence is nothing but increasing oxidation state, increasing oxidation state of carbon. So when we are moving from alkanes to alkenes or alkenes to alkynes, or in this direction, the process involved is nothing but oxidation. Here also, after this these will appear, so it is oxidation. Clear? And now our intention is in this content here the preparation of the carbonyl compounds. Preparation of carbonyl compounds. We have to prepare means it is nothing but conversion of these into that, or conversion of these acid derivatives into carbonyl compound, is it not? So when this arrangement is from left to right, it is oxidation, from right to left it is increasing reduction process or reduction, is it not? That means increasing reduction means decrease in oxidation, simply. Clear? And now when this is the arrangement of different homologous series, now when we are preparing these carbonyl compounds from any of these groups, just what we have to use is oxidation process. It should be oxidation, because alkanes are less oxidized than alkenes, it is less oxidized than alkane, it is less oxidized than alkyl halide, and these two are equally oxidized almost, and then it is more oxidized, and now these are more oxidized than carbonyl compound. So when this carbonyl compound is prepared from these compounds, that is alkanes or alkenes or alkynes or alkyl halides or alcohols, whatever it may be the substrate, we have to use oxidants because it is an oxidation process. Clear? And now in case if this carbonyl compound is prepared from acid or acid derivative, here acid derivatives are nothing but acids, acid derivatives, acid chlorides, amides or cyanides. Actually this is not present here, it is from after dehydration of this it will create cyanide. You know, cyanides are otherwise known as nitriles. Just you remember, nitriles are also considered as acid derivatives. It is complete dehydrolysis of dehydration of acid. Acid salt with ammonia will provide this one. So these nitriles are also considered as acid derivatives. So from this acid or acid chlorides or acid derivatives, the process what we have to use for the preparation of carbonyl compound is nothing but reductions. So here we have to use reducing agents, that's all. Just once you go through this one, when it is the carbonyl compounds are in between alcohols and acids, is it not? And thereby when compared to alcohols, carbonyl compounds are more oxidized, and hence we have to use oxidizing agent, and whereas compared to acids and acid derivatives they are less oxidized, that means they are in reduced form, and hence we have to use the reducing agents. And the process involved in the preparation of carbonyl compounds from these homologous series will be oxidations, and the process that is used to convert the acids or acid derivatives into carbonyl compounds is nothing but reduction. Are you clear with this one? And now let us go for the substrate that are used for the preparation of carbonyl compounds. Here carbonyl compounds include both ketones and aldehydes, both aldehydes and ketones, just you remember. So for that purpose, what are different substrates that are used to convert or to prepare these carbonyl compounds? Let me list out that. Preparation of carbonyl compounds. They are prepared from alkenes, and next from alkynes, and from alcohols. If you observe, all these are preceding to carbonyl group in our homologous series sequence, is it not? And thereby from all these different compounds, by what process we can convert into carbonyl compounds? Just it is by oxidations. Here for these oxidations we are using different reagents. Okay, no doubt at all. The oxidizing agent which is useful in conversion of alkene is not same in the conversion of alkyne into a carbonyl compound. Just you remember, we know only the process is oxidation. It doesn't mean that the reagent is also same. Process is same, but the reagent that should be used in this conversion depends on the substrate. Clear? That means different oxidizing agents are there. The study is nothing but which oxidizing agent is useful in conversion of a particular carbon compound into carbonyl compound. Clear? And now the next one is from acid chlorides. From acid chlorides or esters also, or from acid chlorides or esters. These are nothing but acid derivatives. And then from nitriles, already we know nitriles are nothing but cyanides. These are acid derivatives, and hence here what we are using is by reductions. Here also just you remember, reducing agents different kinds, and we have to select which reducing agent is suitable in conversion of acid chloride into carbonyl compound, or in conversion of nitriles, that is nothing but cyanides, into carbonyl compounds. It is nothing but once we know the process, we should get the reagent in that process involved. Clear? And next, the sixth one is nothing but the preparation of aromatic carbonyl compounds. So it is from benzene or substituted benzenes. It is from benzene or substituted benzenes we can prepare aromatic carbonyl compounds. Clear? So just of all we should know the process. The process if we know, then we will search for the reagent which is suitable in that conversion. Is it not? And now in this class let us discuss about the preparation of carbonyl compounds from alkenes. The best method in this conversion. What is the best method in this conversion and how? What are the products that can be formed from this? Or we have to discuss. Just it is preparation of carbonyl compound. First one is from alkenes. Just you remember, the best method for the preparation of these carbonyl compounds is nothing but by reductive ozonolysis. Ozonolysis. Don't get confused. Here the word reductive is not reduction. Ozonolysis is the process where oxidation will take place, because already we know alkenes are when oxidized then only we can convert into carbonyl compounds, not by reduction. If alkenes reduced, it will convert into alkanes, no other product. But here we are preparing carbonyl compounds from alkenes. In such conversion we are using the oxidation process. Here the oxidation process itself is reductive ozonolysis. Here reductive doesn't mean reduction, just you remember. Reductive ozonolysis means actually ozonolysis is an oxidation process which is involving formation of ozonide. First ozonide will form. How? When alkene is made to react with ozone, it gives ozonide. Clear? And its subsequent hydrolysis, that is when it is treated, hydrolysis. This hydrolysis actually leads to formation of the highest oxidation state, that is nothing but acids. Acids is the highest oxidation state of carbon compound, is it not? And now when it is hydrolyzed normally, it will give the acids, but our intention here is to prepare carbonyl compound, is it not? And that means just before the acid formation the oxidation should be restricted. For that purpose, instead of full-fledged oxidation, we are using reductive ozonolysis. Reductive ozonolysis means simply we can consider a controlled oxidation. Simply for our understanding purpose, you can use that word. A controlled oxidation. In case if oxidation is not controlled, automatically these alkenes on perfect ozonolysis will give the acids as the final products. But our intention is only to prepare carbonyl compounds, is it not? So the oxidation should be restricted at the stage of carbonyl compound. So for that purpose, it is reductive ozonolysis. And now that reductive ozonolysis will happen when it is in presence of zinc if the hydrolysis is carried out. In presence of zinc, if hydrolysis is carried out, then it will give carbonyl compounds. If complete hydrolysis is taking place, it leads to the formation of acids. So in coming days, when we are discussing about the preparation of acids, then we can use hydrolysis of, that is ozonolysis of alkenes. But here it is for carbonyl compounds, that's why it is restrictive. Restrictive ozonolysis, that is nothing but reductive ozonolysis. Clear? And now what happened in this case? Just let us see the general equation. This is alkene. And when ozone is reacting with this, that alkene is forming an addition product like this. This is known as ozonide. Alkene ozonide. Ethylene ozonide, propylene ozonide, like that. Alkene ozonide. This on hydrolysis will go. This one, this bond is cleaving to create, and this bond is cleaving to create carbonyl group, and it is forming H2O2 as the byproduct, because this oxygen is going along with water and the remaining are carbonyl groups. Like this, we are getting the carbonyl compound by ozonolysis. Now the question is, the doubt or the dilemma is, okay, carbonyl compound will form, but which carbonyl compound? Whether it is aldehyde or ketone, and that too whether it is formaldehyde or other than formaldehyde. Like that, so many questions we are having in our mind, is it not? For that purpose, let me explain this in a sequence manner again. First, for that purpose, we have to consider the alkene. What is the alkene involved in this ozonolysis? Just alkenes, different kinds, majorly two kinds. One is terminal alkenes, and second one is non-terminal alkene, terminal and non-terminal alkene. Terminal alkene is nothing but always it is of three kinds. Just you observe here: R, CH, double bond CH2, or one more, that is nothing but, first let me give this. Terminal means CH2 double bond CH2 like this one, and second one is R CH double bond CH2, and third one is R C R double bond CH2. All these three are terminal alkenes. And now let me give non-terminal. Non-terminal are R CH double bond CH R R bar. It is one kind. And second kind is R C R double bond CH R. And third kind is R C R double bond C R R. This is. That means no hydrogen is present in this case. Like that, three types of terminal, three types of non-terminal alkenes are present. Just you remember, when it is undergoing ozonolysis, that is reductive ozonolysis, in case if this double bond is cleaved, the number of hydrogens that are present are now present in aldehyde. 2 moles of formaldehyde will form here. And in this case, just you remember, here the bond will be cleaved here in between, that is the double bond is getting cleaved and it is giving formaldehyde, and the other one, when it is having hydrogen, it is giving only one hydrogen, it is giving other than formaldehyde. Aldehydes other than formaldehyde. Just you have to remember, if the double bonded carbon is having 2 hydrogens, then the product from that ozonolysis is nothing but formaldehyde. If it is having 1 hydrogen atom, then the product will be aldehyde other than formaldehyde. I think you got the idea. In case of this type, here it is terminal and one carbon is having 2 hydrogens, the other one has no hydrogen. In such a case, the ozonolysis, that is reductive ozonolysis, that is ozonide formation and subsequent hydrolysis in presence of zinc, leads to this one automatically, because of having 2 hydrogens, is forming aldehyde, formaldehyde. It has no hydrogen. In such a case, the product is ketone, like this. So when the double bonded carbon is having 2 hydrogens, the reductive ozonolysis will lead to the formation of formaldehyde. When the double bonded carbon is having only 1 hydrogen, then the reductive ozonolysis leads to the formation of aldehyde other than formaldehyde. If the double bonded carbon is not having any hydrogen, then the product is nothing but ketone. Simply, only these 3 scenarios you can observe in any alkene. It is terminal. Automatically it possesses carbon with double bond and 2 hydrogens. On the other side, it may be 2 hydrogens, 1 hydrogen, without hydrogen. Here in non-terminal, there is no carbon with 2 hydrogens. In such a case, here just you observe, both the double bonded carbons are having 1 hydrogen. That's why here it is forming aldehydes other than formaldehyde in this reductive ozonolysis. Is it not? And in this case, I think now you can easily guess, because one is without hydrogen, the other one is 1 hydrogen. So it is forming 1 aldehyde plus 1 ketone. And in this case, there is no hydrogen on double bonded carbon, and hence this reductive ozonolysis, that is ozonolysis in presence of zinc, will lead to 2 moles of ketone, like this. This is the process. Just simply you can imagine the product, whatever they are giving. Say for example, if it is given to you, then just you break the double bond here, and what we can expect, one product is CHO, CH2, CHO, because 1, 2, 3 carbons present. The other one is CHO and CHO, because double bonded carbon is converting to CH. How we know that is CHO? Because here 1 hydrogen will present. So when double bonded carbon is having 1 hydrogen, it is nothing but forming aldehyde. If there is no hydrogen, then it will convert to ketone. Like that, with a logical approach, in a speed manner, you can easily answer the question. But you have to remember one thing, whether the oxidation is, that is ozonolysis, is in presence of zinc or not. If it is in presence of zinc, then only you can expect the formation of carbonyl compound, that is reductive ozonolysis. If zinc is not present, then the products will be different, and about that we will discuss in the coming sessions. Okay, thank you.